Should we start with the closet or should we start with the laundry? Oh my god. Oh my god. Calcifer. Look what we found. Calcifer. Oh my god. Bro. I love these shoes, but I don't know where the hell. Just giving you free foot content, my bad. I kind of like buy myself shoes when I'm like, oh, when I'm Professor Emma, I'll wear those. Because I do take kind of good care of foot support. I only wear like supportive shoes when I go out. So these shoes like these would only be for standing and lecturing, you know? Which we're not there yet. Who are you? Yes, I do have a box on my door handle, but that's because Calcifer knows how to unlock the door. What do you want to help with?
The stamp of naked feet and the throbbing.
Good morning. Sit yourself down. Did not mean to be that aggressive. I'm sorry. I think the sun is maybe gonna come out today. We shall see. But regardless, welcome to hopefully what is going to be a very productive vlog. I am kind of losing my mind a little bit with the amount of things I need to get done in the next week. In a week exactly. You shall see why. Let's start off this vlog with something fun. A book haul. We have a book haul. I went thrifting for books when I was visiting my family, I don't know how many weeks ago now, and I never showed you them. I'm currently in the middle of reading 3 of these books, so I bought most of these with like kind of an urgent purpose in mind. But yeah, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Emma. We hang out, we talk about books, and I hope we generally have a good time. So let's get into the books that I bought. Calcifer is here too. So let's get into, oh, this is so tangled, honey. Let's get into the books that I found secondhand. Yeah, no, I know, Calcifer. The first one has something really weird on it. The first book that I picked up was The Awakening by Chopin. Here it is. This book, first of all, I don't like this copy. I really don't like this copy, but The Awakening was somehow hard to find online at like any bookstore, online bookstore, Amazon included, and like I did not want to have a repeat of what happened with my copy of The Stranger, because if you don't know, it came this big. So I was like, I need to go to a thrift shop and find it, although I ended up having to get the Premier Classic Edition, which I really don't like. And as well, this one has something really weird on it. Like, what is that? Is it dried blood? Is it remains from a murder scene? I don't know. I'm gonna go probably wash this book after I talk to you, just to get it all hopefully looking a little bit better. But this is The Awakening. This is our pick for August. This month for the Game of Tomes book club, we are reading Orlando and The Awakening, which those are our 2 picks for the next live show coming up at the end of August. It will be at the end of August. Started it. I am 50 pages in. I had no idea what The Awakening was about when we picked it, when I started reading it. I mean, I've always known of it, but never had too much of an idea what it's really got going on. So we follow this woman. She's married, she has children, but she's never really thought, I guess, too much of her identity as a mother or as a wife. She's kind of just going through the motions. And so I think The Awakening details, like, it says on the back she's having an affair. She's eventually gonna have an affair. She hopes to find her own identity by stepping outside the norms and thereby defying the bounds of society. It aroused so much controversy that it ended the author's career in 1899, which is just so upsetting. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. It seems to be a pretty easy read. I don't honestly know if I'm gonna get too much out of it because obviously at the time these were groundbreaking ideas, whereas for me at this point I'm like, yep, like that checks out, that checks out, that checks out. We'll see, but that is The Awakening. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. However, the other book that we picked for July, it was our July book, but I'm reading it now because I'm kind of enjoying reading them together. It's Orlando. It's Orlando by Virginia Woolf. So I also found this copy thrifted. This was $7.95. A side note, but if you ever go to London, Ontario, which I don't really recommend that you do, but if you ever do, you should go to the Book Addict. There you go, there's the information. Probably one of my favorite secondhand bookstores. I've been going here since I was a kid. I love it. It's a really great place, and their bookmarks always have a little dog on them. He hasn't been around for a while, but he's still kind of their mascot, so love that place, and they have such a good selection, although the prices are a little bit higher. But Orlando by Virginia Woolf. Okay, we're dropping pipes. So good, so good, so good. So many people for so long have told me that Orlando is the wolf I should pick up. So far I've only read Mrs. Dalloway. Wow, just wow, holy moly. I'm really enjoying this. Also, this book smells good, which just makes the experience so much better. Orlando, how do I want to describe this? So first of all, Virginia Woolf wrote this for her bisexual bestie, Vita Sackville West. And so it wasn't, I mean, it's fun, it's whimsical, it's a fantasy. We follow Orlando, who, when the book begins, he's living in the 16th century. He's pretty well-to-do, noble lad. He becomes a favorite of Queen Elizabeth at court, and you're kind of just following him along, falling in love, floating about, that kind of thing. But soon, I know that he is going to spiral and become something a little bit different. I know that Orlando, the book, like, goes through so many different time periods, I believe. I think Orlando can travel through them. He takes on the form of a woman, a man, whatever they want to be, and I'm oh, so excited for this, so excited. So again, I'm pretty much 50 pages in. I'm only on chapter 2. The writing, everyone. The writing is really what deserves all of the applause. It is, yeah, just when you read a book and you can't help but smile at the beauty of what is being said, oh my god. Sights exalted him and made him in love with death. The evening sky, the homing rooks. Orlando's trying to write poetry. He is like such a poet. Arguably, I don't know if he's the best one, but he was describing, as all young poets are forever describing, nature. And in order to match the shade of green precisely, he looked at the thing itself. After that, of course, he could write no more. Green in nature is one thing. Green in literature, another. Nature and letters seem to have a natural antipathy. Bring them together and they tear each other to pieces. Okay, you can pause on this page if you want. Oh my lord. Beautiful. Kosovar, do not put your face in the toaster. What is wrong with you? Oh my god. Bro. No. Listen. I've started immediately after using the toaster, like immediately having to unplug it, because somebody, like a small child, thinks it's so fun to put his paws in there. So just have to be like so on it with the toaster. If you use the toaster, immediately unplug it. If you're using the toaster, you gotta watch the toaster. That's like his new thing. Really, it's just a new thing every month with Kelsifer. He gets like new ideas in his head, new things he wants to check out or become obsessed with in the apartment. And unfortunately, a little bit of his thing this week seems to be the toaster, which is not good for my heart. Yeah, as I was saying, 50 pages through this, really enjoying it. This is like the movie cover with Tilda Swinton, which I have not seen. Loving this, highly recommend. So excited to talk about this with you guys. And I got 2 more books at the thrift store. Wasn't planning to, but I saw them and I could not leave them. So the first one I got is this beautiful copy of Henry David Thoreau's Natural History Essays. Look at this. I love like hardbacks without dust jackets. I think they're so pretty. I've never seen this edition. I think it's so beautiful and it's like not red. This one was also $8 and it's, oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So Yeah, I picked this up because I was like captivated by the cover, and I started flipping through it and I saw like essays titled A Winter Walk, anything with winter, I'm obviously there. I want to collect everything ever written on winter, on snow, so I picked this one up because it has essays like A Winter Walk, The Succession of Forest Trees, Walking, Autumnal Tints. Love it. I've only read Henry David Thoreau for like an American Lit class I took where we read civil disobedience and stuff, but very excited to read more of his natural history essays. I think it's gonna be so fun, and I'm so glad I found this. So that is that. And then the other book I got is called Wicked Deeds on a Winter's Night by Cressley Cole. I don't know. No, it wasn't really the wicked deeds that drew me so much as them happening on a winter's night, because as I've said, winter. This is part of the Immortals After Dark series. I don't think this is the first one. I'm kind of hoping you can read them out of order. I think that you can. This one was $4. I don't know too much about what this is about. I think this is set in a world that it comes with a pretty extensive glossary, but I think this is set in a world that has a lot of different immortal beings, probably. This seductive paranormal series continues with a brutal Highland werewolf and an exquisite young witch, adversaries with a blood vendetta between them. Okay, we follow Bowen McReeve, who's a werewolf. His clan was nearly destroyed when he lost the one woman meant for him. He grew colder until a smoldering encounter with his enemy, Mariquetta the Awaited. Dude, I want my name to be like preceded by something like that, like Emma the blank, you know? Anyway, she enters his life. Sinister forces unite against her, and the Highlander finds himself protecting her. I don't know. I don't really know how this is gonna go. I'm intrigued. I'm hoping we're in the Scottish Highlands, and there's someone named Emma in here. I did search this up on Goodreads to read some reviews after I bought it, and like the reviews were kind of good, so I'm hoping I enjoy this. I don't know when the heck I'm gonna pick this up. And then the last book I picked up, this is for my second thesis paper, so I bought this one brand new. Unfortunately, it was a little bit pricey. It's a more recent release, and that is The Secret Lives of Glaciers by M. Jackson. This is also a book that I am in the middle of. My second thesis, still formulating, but I am in that research phase, so I'm like trying to read pretty much everything I can about glaciers, and like not so much just geology, environmental sciences concerned with glaciers, because like this book actually points out, like so much about glaciers is just people talking about their melt, their disappearance, their connection to climate change, and nothing else, and it kind of takes away everything else that a glacier is, can be, or has been. So The Secret Lives of Glaciers promised to be kind of a cultural study, certainly a study about people's relationships with glaciers, which is what I was really interested in and what I kind of want to focus my second thesis paper on to finish my degree. Unfortunately, how many pages? 94 pages in. Here's the thing. M. Jackson is a great scientist. I'm sure she's a great scientist. This book is very thoroughly researched. The Secret Lives of Glaciers is all about different glaciers in Iceland, so also very important to me, something I really love. I saw my first glacier in Iceland, and I was really, really excited to get into a study of how like Icelandic people relate to glaciers, how important glaciers are to Iceland and to their people, and that relationship there that this book was kind of going to be about. Here's the thing, and like I'm just gonna be honest, M. Jackson is not a good writer. She's not a good writer, she's not a good storyteller. The amount of blatant typos I've encountered in this book, like just simple things like the misuse of commas, awkward sentences, some sentences that don't really make any sense, the repetition of a lot of things, and like the utter lack of storytelling, because this book is like, she said, split into chapters that are supposed to address different things and kind of tell you a story about the people and the glaciers. It's really not working for me. It's a scientific book with tons of research, tons of numbers, tons of facts, great, although even that is really not communicated well. And this is like reading books like this is why it's so important to be able to communicate well, to have a good editor if, you know, you're not confident in your own ability to get information across in a way that is engaging, clear, and really does justice to the topic that you're trying to cover. I actually can't find the editor of this book. It's published by Green Writers Press. I don't know why I can't find the editor, but it really feels like maybe, I don't know if it had an editor. There's so many typos, and I'm like, why wouldn't you just read it over? Reading stuff like this also makes me realize how much I would love to be an editor, how much I think I would really excel in that area. It just feels like a little puzzle to me. I want to go into this book and like rewrite it and just have it really sound good and come across with cool ideas, because it's really not. It's becoming really repetitive. I don't think it's organized well. The different chapters are organized into, I think, 5 different glaciers that M. Jackson studies on, mostly on the southeastern coast of Iceland. Unfortunately, when I went to Iceland last year, did not get that far, so she is kind of located in this municipality here, and then, of course, this huge ice sheet. There's so many glaciers coming down. I, from Keflavik, only got all the way to Vik, and then I only saw this glacier here, which was Solheimajökull. You wanna just tell me if I'm actually saying that right? Because I thought I was saying it right, but then like the pronunciation guide in here was like, maybe you aren't. Like, glacier, is it Jökull? Is it Jökull? Just tell me if it's Jökull, which I really like saying. So yeah, I only saw Solheimajökull. Guys, it's just disappointing. It's just disappointing, and I think maybe I might DNF this, which is so sad because this looks like something I would love. I would eat up. The cover as well. Look at her face. And the whole thing is that like ice is alive. Glaciers are alive. I'm like out of breath talking about this. I just got way too passionate about that, but disappointing so far, and I'm really, really sad to say that. So that is the last book that I have picked up recently. Right now it is currently 1:15. I think what I'm gonna do is go take my vitamins, chug a bunch of water. Then I've been trying to be a lot more active lately on Instagram, if you want to check out my Instagram page, but I want to do some posting on there, organize some stuff for that, and then I have started like organizing this list of like the biggest deep clean of my apartment, and especially because I'm going to be having a house guest later this month. I just kind of want to clean everything, so I've kind of split it out over the next week, but the very smallest baby task was just cleaning the washer and dryer, like the outside, and then going through the closet with all of our winter stuff in it, seeing if there's anything I could get rid of. There wasn't really. I just ended up finding a whole horde of Calcifer's toys. So anyway, let's go take our vitamins and let's get to work. Okay, so it's time for an afternoon coffee. I have a hot coffee in the morning. This is my mug. First of all, I love the fact that my boyfriend bought this for himself. I love the confidence because it's so true. He is truly the best cat dad ever, and this is just so cute, and I thought that was really funny. But I'm gonna do an iced now, so I will switch to like an iced. Obviously, you know the drill. We know the drill by now. Actually, I've kind of just been liking a half a cap or something. Okay, so you probably saw me yesterday taking off all of the twinkle lights from the doorway of the bedroom. The whole cleaning list that I've made for this like uber big huge clean thing I'm doing in my apartment. Yeah, yesterday I took the lights off because they are broken, unfortunately. I've tried to fix them, but I think my little man, my little Calcifer, I think he's responsible for breaking the lights. I'm like 1000% sure. I know he's done something. So I took all of those down, and then I have basically the rest of my huge cleaning list that I'm gonna try to knock off, not all in one day because it's way too much, but just this week. So when I make these, which is like hardly ever, only if like really kind of someone, the queen is coming. But I divide it into like the different rooms of the apartment. So in the bedroom, I already took the lights off. I also wrote down that I want to clean the walls because literally months ago I had bubble tea and I stumbled in such a way that like the bubble tea erupted out of my hand like a volcano and it went all over the walls. Not like terribly so or anything, it's not like grievous, but there are like little bubble tea I don't know, circles all over my wall. So kind of want to clean that up. Obviously I just want to wash down the walls. I want to obviously go through the bed sheets, and then I kind of wanted to spruce up the bedroom a little bit because right now it's just like a white depressing box. There's really no decor in there and it's just kind of sad. So if I have anything in storage anywhere that I can like put on the walls at least, that would be nice. Bathroom, I want to do the whole, you know, huge thing of the shower, the toilet, the floors. I also want to go through all of my jewelry and just like different products, see if there's anything that I can get rid of. There probably isn't because I do pretty regularly go through stuff and just either see if I can donate or get rid of anything, but I want to go through all of the cabinets too. This probably is not exciting for you, I'm sorry, but I really like hearing people talk about, I don't know, their organizational plans, or watching people clean is very therapeutic for me. And then the sink and counters, the mirrors, and like I said, every single drawer, just go through it all, organize it. I have a feeling I'm gonna find lost artifacts in there or something. The kitchen's probably the biggest one. We don't have a lot of storage anywhere, so I just really want to maximize everything. Of course, everyone has that one drawer in their kitchen that is just full, probably to bursting, of random stuff. I have that. It needs a good clear out. It's just full of reusable grocery bags. I don't even know. It's just full and it's a mess and I can't really access anything in there. I want to clean the oven. I think I can just hit pyro clean and I think I'll call it a day. And then obviously do a clean out of the fridge. And then for my office, definitely want to go through my closet. All my clothes are in there. I'll probably go through all my books, although I don't really think there's anything too much to unhaul. I don't think I have any books I want to unhaul right now. I kind of want to just keep them all with me. Dust the bookshelves though. You saw on my bookshelf tour how dusty they are. They need a good cleaning down. And then, yeah, just clean my desk, take care of my plants, do some plant maintenance, and then clean out here. I even want to hit the balcony. I want to clean the balcony, clean the windows. It's gonna be a lot, but I kind of divided it into just different rooms per day. Yeah, so that's my cleaning plans. We've already got just a couple of the smallest ones knocked off with just doing a light wash of the washer and dryer, the outside, and then going through the closet, which was full of winter stuff, which, yeah, I didn't really get rid of anything, but I did find Calcifer's hoard, like I said, of toys. So I do realize though, now that I'm talking to you, that I have 2 more books to show you that I recently got. These books I got for my birthday, so yeah, let's haul those too because I'm really excited. One of them is right here. This one's been on my wish list for a while, and that is Gabriela Clove and Cinnamon by Jorge Amado. It's beautiful. This is a beautiful book. Look at that. The cover design is just so cool, but one of you recommended this to me a long time ago. I think this author is also the one who wrote Captain of the Sands, if I'm not mistaken. I could be really wrong about that, but I thought that was the case. But this one is a novel about, I think it's just like a very quietly involved novel about like, is it 2 people or 3 people? A colonel discovers his wife in bed with a lover and he shoots and kills both of them. A bedraggled migrant worker who turns up in town will be the agent of change. Gabriela is hired as a cook at a popular cafe, and she turns out to be a wonderful cook and an enchanting boon to the business. I'm excited. This just looks like it's gonna be very, I don't know why I think it's gonna be funny. I feel like it's gonna be funny a little bit, but you guys said that this was a great novel. A great novel. I should read it. So yeah, I received this for my birthday, and then I got one other book, so let me grab that. I also received 1,000 Steps Into Night by Tracy Chi, which I'm really excited about, partly because I had already started this. I don't know if you remember, but maybe a couple months ago I started this book on audiobook and I was getting so into it. I was really loving it so much. I was getting the sense that I was just really gonna have a good time with this and enjoy it. And whenever I listen to audiobooks and I have that realization that it's gonna be a good one, I'd much prefer to read it for myself than listen to someone narrate it. So I got it, and it is so beautiful. Look at this book. It's so gorgeous. I think this is young adult. It was on the National Book Award long list though, and I picked this one up because it was compared to Spirited Away, or said to be really inspired by Spirited Away, which I love. So we follow this girl. She's in her village, and I think like I got to the part maybe 20 pages in where she has this encounter with a demon. She's cursed and begins to transform into a demon with a deadly touch. She has to leave her village, leave her father. I think maybe she kind of gets disowned a little bit, but she has to reverse the curse and return to her normal life, aided by a thieving magpie spirit and continuously thwarted by a demon prince. She must outfox tricksters, escape demon hunters, and negotiate with feral gods if she wants to make it home again. It was just so good. There were footnotes, which I really loved. There's a lot of Japanese mythology in here. I just really was enjoying it. I'm so glad that I have this, and I cannot wait to read this. It is 1,000 Steps Into Night. I would recommend if you like Spirited Away, if you like anything like that. But I love magpies. There's a little magpie spirit, and then like the demon prince man just looks so cool. I really love this cover. So that's the other book that I got. And then last night I was reading more of The Awakening and Orlando. Why is Orlando so good? Let me get it. It's very dark and orangey in here, and like I said, depressing. Like just a very closed room with like nothing in it. So maybe we'll try to fix that. But I was reading both of these before bed. I'm just really enjoying both of these picks. So I'm 74 pages through The Awakening, and it is good. It is good. Edna, who is the woman that we follow, she is married, like I said, and she has, I think, a couple kids. The kids really, we don't care about the kids. They're not really in it. She barely cares about her own children. But Robert, who is kind of this young man who's always like flirting, being a little bit of a tease, but no one really takes him seriously. I think he's the man that Edna enters into a affair with. She kind of just like awakens out of this dream where she's been like, what am I doing? She's like, what am I doing with my life? I'm just being nothing. Like I'm nothing. I'm just whatever my husband wants me to be. And this affair, I guess, coincides with her realization that she is her own person. But I don't know if it ends tragically. I'm not sure if The Awakening is a tragedy. I'm assuming it is, but I don't think it's gonna go well for her. It's really beautiful writing. It's very nice to read in the summer. I would highly recommend, Kelsey's going crazy. I would highly recommend reading The Awakening in the summer because it's set, I think, mostly in August. Heat plays a pretty big factor in here, and just really enjoying it, honestly. But that is that one. I'm still, of course, enjoying Orlando even more. We're starting to have weird things happen now where, for example, Orlando, he kind of goes through something a little bit heartbreaking, a little bit hard to swallow, and he becomes very changed. He falls asleep for a very long time, and then he wakes up. He's very much changed, and I don't want to say anything. How can I just talk about this book to you without saying anything about it? I guess I can just read you beautiful lines, and that'll be the extent of that. I love the exploration of memory in here. That's one of my favorite topics in books. Virginia Woolf also makes so many references to writing, to what being a writer is like. Orlando, of course, is a poet, and he's going to become very involved in writing as he gallops through the centuries, I'm assuming. It's so funny, it's so self-aware. It's one of those books where you really feel like the author is sat next to you. Yeah, it's beautiful. What nature are such sleeps as these? Like sleeps that you fall into, you're gone for a really long time, maybe you're in a little bit of a coma. Are they remedial measures, trances in which the most galling memories, events that seem likely to cripple life forever, are brushed with a dark wing which rubs their harshness off and gilds them, even the ugliest and basest, with a luster and incandescence? Has the finger of death to be laid on the tumult of life from time to time, lest it rend us asunder? Are we so made that we have to take death in small doses daily, or we could not go on with the business of life? Oh my god, take small doses of death daily, or we could not go on with the business of life. I mean, that's what sleep is. You die every single day, come back to life. It's just, there's so much in I'm having such a good time. Every single page almost, I just want to highlight the whole damn page because it's so beautiful. Yeah, I love how it talks so much about literature. Orlando was a nobleman afflicted with a love of literature. So much talk about literature as suffering, composing, writing as suffering. I just love it. And then he eventually kind of turns away from everyone, from life itself, from people, from other poets, other writers. Wolfe writes, 2 things alone remained to him, in which he now put any trust. Dogs and nature, an elk hound and a rose bush. The world in all its variety, life in all its complexity had shrunk to that. Dogs and a bush were the whole of it. The young nobleman had not only had every experience that life has to offer, but had seen the worthlessness of them all. Oh my god. I'm on page 70 of this. Also, like, these aren't my annotations, because this is thrifted. Someone else has gone through here and I love it. I don't know, I mean, I don't really, it kind of seems like it was like for a purposeful study, like to answer a specific question, because he's just highlighted weird different things. But yeah, I love finding different people's annotations in books. It's so cool. It's like a little time machine. I just really feel Virginia Woolf. I feel her presence when I'm reading this book, and that is so cool. I feel like she's really just talking to me. So yeah, about equal length through both of these, about 70 pages through each. Really enjoying them. I can't tell you how much. Yeah, even The Awakening. The Awakening is just a very, very readable book. Orlando is definitely the one that takes more work, especially because, like, there's hardly, the pages just go on and on. They just go on and on. And Woolf's writing is much more, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. Not that there's not a lot to Chopin, but I think Woolf is going to be the winner for me with this one already. But yeah, those are those two. So those are my reading updates. I'm going to end the vlog off here and immediately start a new one, because I have a lot to do. I have a very exciting video coming this week, which I cannot wait to show you, for you to see. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Thanks for coming along on basically what was just one big book haul, I think. But until my next video, I'll see you guys then. Ciao.
It's hard to win, hard to pin one